What to do to get stable, even with multiple incomes. Most people watching this are not in trouble. Bills are paid, the lights stay on. Money comes in every month, often from more than one place. There is a job. There might be freelance work. Maybe a small business on the side. Perhaps investments that add something extra. From the outside, this looks like stability. And from the inside, it feels like stability, because income arrives on time. As a financial advisor, this is where the quiet misunderstanding begins. Not when people are struggling, but when things appear to be working. Nothing is wrong yet. That is exactly the moment when assumptions go unchallenged. Income arriving regularly creates confidence. Confidence slowly turns into certainty. And certainty makes people stop examining the structure underneath. Income can come from several directions and still rest on the same foundation, the same economy, the same demand cycle, the same energy, the same hours in the day, the same ability to perform consistently. On paper, this looks diversified. In reality, it is often concentrated. When one of those foundations weakens, income does not collapse all at once. It thins. It becomes irregular. It creates mental noise. Stress does not come from losing everything. It comes from unpredictability. This is why people with multiple income streams often feel uneasy without knowing why. They are busy. They are productive. But they are exposed. Income is activity. Stability is endurance. Most people confuse the two because activity is visible. Endurance is quiet. If your income depends on you showing up every day with the same energy, making the same decisions, and staying mentally sharp, then your income streams are separate in name only. They are correlated. They break together. This is how someone can earn well and still feel fragile, and how someone else can earn less and sleep well. The difference is not intelligence. It is design. Life interferes eventually. It always does. Fatigue accumulates. Motivation fluctuates. Markets cool. Rules change. Family needs shift. None of this arrives dramatically. It arrives gradually. And income structures built on constant effort absorb the damage first. So the real question is not, how many income streams do I have? The real question is, what does my income depend on when things are average, not perfect? Time? Attention? Speed? Optimism? Endless demand? Or buffers? Duration? Flexibility? Slack? That distinction determines whether income feels stable or merely busy. So what do you actually do to get stable? You stop designing income for growth alone and start designing it for survival. Survival is not pessimism. It is realism. It acknowledges that energy declines over time, that attention becomes fragmented, that markets do not reward effort evenly, and that life rarely cooperates with neat plans. Stable income has characteristics most people do not optimize for. First, it is not hypersensitive to short-term effort. If missing a week creates anxiety, the structure is fragile. Second, it is not dependent on perfect conditions. If income only works when demand is strong and you feel sharp, it is exposed. Third, it does not require constant belief. If motivation is the fuel, fatigue will eventually shut it down. This is why many people feel productive but unsafe. They are generating income, but consuming themselves in the process. They are converting time and energy into money efficiently, but destroying endurance quietly. Stability feels slow. It feels conservative. It rarely looks impressive in screenshots, but it survives stress. A stable structure creates space. Space to pause. Space to recover. Space to say no. Space to think clearly instead of reacting. That space compounds more reliably than income growth ever will. Ask yourself this: if income stopped growing tomorrow, would your system hold? If your effort dropped by 20%, would anything meaningful remain? If conditions stayed average for years, would your structure still function? These questions are uncomfortable. They remove illusion. They also remove anxiety once answered honestly. Real stability is boring on purpose. It is built for the days no one talks about. Income is what you earn. Stability is what stays when earning becomes harder. Design for what stays.